This is the financial aspect, the bring more jobs, good jobs to Hartford aspect of Stewart for Hartford. I am Mark Stewart. Thank you all for your concern. It is my number 3 on the list of big 3. The first 2 drive this one, though. Better jobs are almost certainly coming our way if, number 1, we have less crime, and number 2, we have better schools. So I am committed, and I hope you'll read my policies on both for reaching peak attractiveness with low crime and good schools. So the next steps could really enhance things if the legislature comes through. Now, there's a lot of stuff we can do on our own, but if the legislature will enact even some of these things, Hartford will see better jobs. And let me start with the crime enactment that they really should do. The legislature passed a very bad law. It's affected urban places horribly, where police officers, because of the law about police accountability, a very reactionary, unfair to officers and thus unfair to communities where thugs prey upon them. They're not willing, as much as before, to face a lawsuit. They're still willing to deal with crazed people with knives, deal with thugs who they actually know are armed, but maybe not deal with a court system that now puts their whole family's savings in jeopardy. I would like the legislature to exempt urban police from these laws. They face challenges that those in the suburbs who brought this silly legislation don't face. Now, one way to still add, without changing the law, is to add an express provision of acting as a Good Samaritan. Good Samaritan laws do protect, and I believe that they trump when you are acting to save someone's life. They're not supposed to be allowed to sue you back. As long as you weren't wanton, you were trying. Well, if an officer can remove his badge and then go after the damsel in distress, somebody who is about to be bludgeoned in domestic violence, in his civilian capacity, I think that'll help him stay away from suit. Legislative pronouncement could do it even more so. All right, other things that the legislature can do that are financial, and thank goodness we have good people in Hartford that have already gotten aid from the legislature for Hartford stuff. So let's do more. Number 1, take Hartford off of pilot. Pilot stands for payment in lieu of taxes, and we get ripped off by it. We have a payment, but not a sufficient one, for all the government grounds and all the government buildings, state government, that's housed in Hartford. If these were at or even near market value, we would be bringing in a lot more. Citizens could have their mill rate reduced because so much land now would come back into the Hartford true tax rolls. Let it flow at a full rate. Number 2, fund a real effort to get an NHL team back here. We've had mayor and governor float little, oh, we like this. How about a posse? I call them attractors of assets for getting corporate people here. But this is a semi-corporate. It's an entertainment, but it's a very good one for the whole state. Housed in Hartford, another Hartford Whalers. Yeah, they can be back here enhancing the lives and the financial prosperity of all of us. It shouldn't take a lot of money. We would have fam trips for the owners of franchises that might be looking. I am looking to the Arizona team and the Ottawa team. They're not doing well. They don't have great places to play right now. We can have a good enough and maybe down the road a really good place if we choose to build. Number 3, lure promoters for other entertainment to bring their acts here. Lots of concerts could be here every single weekend. Number 4, alter our tribal compacts. These are with the Indian tribes so that gaming doesn't have to just stay in the far southeast. Okay, we've got 2 robust casinos, and let them have first dibs, but open it to others who can have the same kind of gaming in Hartford. Same and maybe even more. Have robust sports gaming. okay? That could bring in just as much revenue, clean business in Hartford. Number 5, loosen requirements on insurer. Hartford used to be the insurance capital of the world. Now it's one of many, and we have a too tight policy that I believe just the state insurance commission, it's not even the legislature, but it would help to get legislative prodding, to loosen requirements, still keep policyholders safe, still keep insurers away from doing fraud, but at the same time, let them produce policies that are profitable and get more people covered. Number 6, cybercrime detection. We should have an institute at both UConn and in Hartford. We can be saving people from theft, saving businesses from predators, and maybe even saving fellow state governments that once we get good at protecting wallets, they'll come to us and say, you know, we want your expertise. We like that you are deep in and getting after cyber criminals. Number 7, rebuilding foundations that are crumbling. Now, they aren't crumbling in Hartford, but go to Eastern Connecticut, where people are in danger of losing their homes because of pyrrhotite. Well, who might be the best people to revitalize their homes, shore them up, or maybe build anew? Hartford contractors. Okay, our crews could be in Windham and Mansfield, out even further east, back home at night. Maybe you camp out there for a week and come back home on the weekends. We can get that done very well. Last, I would like to see the state legislature go 50-50 on the new police that we should be hiring. Okay, my budgeting would add $50 million. Okay, that funds 400 new police officers. It more than doubles what we have, and we need it. 25 million is 1/100th of the state's budget surplus right now. Okay, Hartford's worth it. Come on over. You know, let's go a little further. How about the legislature funding medical tourism so that very expensive procedures, expensive here, but not expensive abroad, can be had by our citizens and a vacation at the same time, okay? I might want eye surgery, and I do trust clinics in Mexico. I'm told that Malta, very good. I'd like to go there and have a trip too. How about staying home with funding wellness help so fewer people need procedures, expensive procedures, in the first place? I will talk about the non-legislative things that we can do. That's next.